Imagine a plane so top secret, even its pilots called it a wobblin' goblin. This wasn't your average fighter jet. This was a shadow warrior, a ghost in the sky, a $27 billion technological marvel that sent chills down the spines of the world enemies. Buckle up, because we're about to unveil the story of the F-117 Nighthawk, the plane that shocked the world. Shh, it's a secret. For years, rumors swirled about a phantom aircraft soaring unseen through the skies. Enemy radars would pick up nothing, just a blank spot, a ghost blip. It was like something out of science fiction. This secrecy was no accident. The Nighthawk was the first ever plane designed with stealth technology. Its jagged, angled shape wasn't just for looks. It scattered radar waves in every direction, making it practically invisible. Building a shadow picture, creating a plane that seems unlike anything else in the sky. That's what Lockheed Martin faced when they set out to craft the Nighthawk. They were like secret geniuses, working in hidden places called skunk works. They used special materials that soaked up radar waves to hide the plane. The engines were put deep inside the body of the plane, making it even harder for radars to spot. It took many years of super-secret work to make this happen. People in far-off areas saw weird-looking planes flying around, and that made them talk about strange things happening in the sky. These stories fueled even more rumors about what was going on. The Wobblin' Goblin takes flight. The Nighthawk wasn't just any old plane. It was super cool, but also kinda tough to fly. Imagine trying to control a wild horse. Its weird shape made it shaky and not so easy to handle, which is why the pilots jokingly called it shaky or wobblin' goblin. But these pilots were brave and smart. They knew the Nighthawk was special. It could sneak past the bad guys' radars and fly secretly behind their lines. And when it was time to attack, it could hit exactly where it needed to, like a superhero with a laser beam. But in real life, flying the Nighthawk was like trying to balance on a wobbly chair. Tricky. But these pilots were like ninjas in the sky. They trained hard and knew every little detail about their plane. They could make it dance through the clouds without making a sound. And when they needed to strike, they could do it with the precision of a surgeon. They'd swoop in, drop their bombs, and disappear before anyone even knew they were there. It was like magic, but with wings and engines instead of wands and spells. The Nighthawk pilots were the heroes of the sky. They'd zip through the darkness, invisible and unstoppable. They were like ghosts, haunting the enemy's nightmares, and every time they came back from a mission, they'd bring back stories of their epic adventures. They'd talk about how they flew through storms and dodged missiles like they were playing a video game. But for them, it was real life, and they were living the dream of every kid who ever wanted to be a pilot. A shadow warrior in action. In 1989, during a mission called Operation Just Cause in Panama, the Nighthawk was put to the test. It was its first real combat mission. The goal was to accomplish important tasks without causing a lot of damage to other things in the area. The Nighthawk flew in a way that made it hard for enemy radars to detect it. It moved smoothly and quietly, like a ghost in the night sky. It went undetected by the enemy's radar systems, which was a big deal. This means the enemy didn't know it was there, giving the Nighthawk the advantage. The plane's mission was to target specific places that were crucial for the mission's success. These were places that, if destroyed, would make it easier for the troops on the ground to achieve their goals. When the Nighthawk completed its mission, it had achieved something groundbreaking. It showed the world the incredible power of stealth technology on the battlefield. This was a huge deal because it changed the way people thought about air warfare. The success of the Nighthawk in Operation Just Cause proved that stealth aircraft could play a vital role in military operations. It opened up new possibilities for how air forces could carry out their missions while minimizing the risk to their own troops and civilian lives. The world was watching, and the Nighthawk's performance in Panama was a turning point in military history. It was clear that this plane was more than just a technological marvel. It was a game changer. The Gulf War, A Star is Born. The Gulf War, which happened in 1991, was a really big event. During this time, there was a plane called the Nighthawk, also known as the F-117 Nighthawk, that became really famous. It was like a star in the sky. The Nighthawk played a huge role in the war, especially during the night. It was almost like a magic trick because it was so hard to see. Imagine this. Every night, the Nighthawk flew over Iraq without being noticed. It was like a silent hero sneaking past enemy defenses and hitting important targets. Because of this, the Iraqi air defenses were seriously weakened. This made it easier for the good guys, the coalition forces, to win the war quickly. CNN, which is a big news channel, showed live pictures of Baghdad during the war. The city was on fire, and it looked like the stars were shining brightly in the sky. But those weren't stars. They were the bombs dropped by the Nighthawk. These pictures became really famous and showed how powerful the Nighthawk was. The shadow, over the mountains. The Nighthawk wasn't finished after its standout moments in the Gulf War. It continued its mission, quietly maneuvering through the skies for many more years. Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, it stayed busy with vital tasks in places like Afghanistan and Iraq. Now picture this. Imagine you're an enemy soldier on the ground, hearing stories about a plane that you can't spot or catch on your radar. It would make you feel uneasy, right? Picture looking up and knowing that at any moment, bombs could suddenly drop from a plane you can't even see, flying high above you. That's what the Nighthawk did. It made enemies shake just by the thought of it. Whether it was watching over the mountains of Afghanistan or the deserts of Iraq, it was always present, a silent hunter waiting to attack. You can understand how frightening it must have been for those below, never knowing when or where the next strike would happen. But for the pilots guiding the Nighthawk, it was a different experience. They were like modern-day ninjas, moving through the darkness with accuracy and expertise. They understood they had the power to change the outcome of battles without ever being noticed. And just that idea alone was enough to turn the Nighthawk into a legend in the skies. As time passed and conflicts persisted, the Nighthawk remained a constant danger, a shadowy figure haunting the thoughts of those who dared to stand against it. And even though it's retired now, its impact lives on, a symbol of the strength of stealth and the fear it can evoke. As the 2000s moved forward, sleeker, more advanced stealth planes like the F-117 Raptor were stealing the spotlight. Meanwhile, the Nighthawk, known for its shaky flights and outdated technology, was retired in 2008. But that wasn't the end of its story. It left a lasting impact, reshaping aerial combat and showcasing the power of stealth technology. It inspired the next generation of stealth aircraft designers. They looked at what the Nighthawk achieved and believed they could surpass it. And so they embarked on a mission to create even more impressive stealth aircraft, driven by the legacy of the Nighthawk and fueled by the desire to push the boundaries of aerial warfare. The secrets remain. The Nighthawk's secrets still puzzle many today. We don't know everything it could do. Some people think there might be even better stealth planes now. The $27 billion Nighthawk surprised everyone and changed how we fight wars in the sky. Its effects will last for a long time. We're still talking about it even though it's not flying anymore. Some say there are even cooler planes now. But one thing is clear. The Nighthawk made a big splash and will be remembered for a long time. It showed us what was possible in the sky, and that's a big deal. The Nighthawk was like a mystery wrapped in an enigma, leaving experts scratching their heads. We're still unraveling its capabilities, trying to understand its full potential. Imagine a puzzle with missing pieces. That's how the Nighthawk remains in our minds. Some believe that newer stealth planes might surpass the Nighthawk, equipped with even more advanced technology. It's like comparing the latest smartphone to an old flip phone. Technology keeps advancing, and the same goes for aircraft. Despite its retirement, the Nighthawk's impact echoes through the halls of military history. It was a game changer, altering the strategies and tactics of aerial warfare. Its influence will be felt for generations to come. The Nighthawk's legacy is like a ripple in a pond, spreading far and wide. It inspired engineers and aviators to push the boundaries of what's possible in the skies. The spirit of innovation it ignited continues to drive aerospace advancements today. So while newer planes may soar higher and faster, the Nighthawk will always hold a special place in aviation lore. It was a pioneer, a trailblazer, showing us the power of stealth and innovation in the realm of aerial combat. If you found valuable, subscribe to our channel for more captivating content like this. Don't miss out on the opportunity to explore the thrilling history and groundbreaking technology behind the world's most remarkable aircraft. Hit that subscribe button now and join us on this thrilling journey through the skies.